How you guys feeling? You feeling good? Yeah? Ladies, I have a question for you. Has anyone ever called you feisty?
Yep.
Yeah, right. I know they called you feisty. Oh, no, you might be one. Yeah. When guys say, hey, you're feisty, do you know what they're really saying?
Uh-oh.
I don't like you, but I'd still like to do you. I tend to get that a lot. Yeah. And, my friends keep pushing me to get out there and date like I'm going to waste or something. Is there an expiration date on this thing? Because I thought I still had a good couple years left on it. And I, trim. But I've been thinking, why? Why am I keeping the forest tidy when no woodland creatures are frolicking? It's my own fault, though. I complain about not getting laid, but you know what I did? In an effort to save space in my cramped living quarters, bought myself a daybed. Do you know what a daybed is? No, nobody? Okay. I'm here to educate. It's got the who am I kidding? It's a crib. So when I say, come back to my crib, I mean it. Oh my God. And because if that isn't bad enough, when in doubt, I have the great male deterrent with me at all times. Oh, please. Unless you're Pamela Anderson, guys do not look at a mom toting a kid and go, ooh, hot. I gotta get me some of that. No, they say, ooh, baggage. Yeah, dads don't go through that, though. Toting the same kid, right? Yeah, toting the same kid. My daughter set up her dad with his last girlfriend. I said, hook me up. So selfish. Yeah, they were in a river. She met a nice lady. She said, nice lady, meet my papa. And that was that. Me? I could be wearing bells, whistles, naked, with a sandwich board on that reads single and interested. And as long as she's standing next to me, guys walk right past. Yeah, and the great joke is I get to beat them off her with a stick soon. See me laughing? That's why I am equipped with many embarrassing anecdotes from her childhood to share when the time comes. That's right, Mom. You know it. You hold it over them. Yeah, like this one, okay? Many years ago, when she was still in her dress-up phase, good memories, she came out of her room one time wearing a creative costume she had concocted. How's that for alliteration? Oh, the educated people got me. All right, I like it. So she had some sort of headdress on. Can't remember what. My Alzheimer's kicking. She had her Little Mermaid bra, and naked from the waist down, the only thing adorning that sweet little body, a belt with an empty paper towel holder resting in it. So I turned to her, as a good mom does, and I said, what are you, sweetheart? She said, I'm a mermaid pirate. I said, of course you are. Trying to keep a straight face. Meanwhile, you know what was going through my head the whole time? I wonder if I could get away with wearing that to work. Oh, I bet I'd have gotten some good tips that night as a mermaid bartender pirate. Hello, mateys. Yeah. All right, I got a joke for you. So, yeah, those weren't jokes, those were stories. Okay, so, a priest, a rabbi, and a duck walk into a bar, and I have a gay sister. I never know how to work that in, so I just put it out there, because I'm still adjusting it. It's only been a decade. So you can imagine how the parents took it. And since I'm the oldest, guess who got blamed? You want to explain that one to me? I mean, yeah, we slept in the same bed because of cramped living quarters. Anybody detecting a theme in my life here? But if that logic holds up, does that mean all my past honkers are gay now too? Wait a minute, I can't tell you that many of them did go on to have successful careers as actors and models, and one's a very prominent choreographer, so maybe have a point. Because I have that kind of power. I'm the omnipotent Deirdre, capable of changing your sexual preference just by being in my presence. Watch it, sir. Yeah, and I'm okay with her being gay. I mean, I'm getting there. You know, especially because we can't compete for the same guy. And I love when guys ask me, so is there another one at home like you? Well, sir, unless you're sporting a hoo-ha and those parachute pants, and you're hiding some double D's under that members only jacket, I don't think you're her type, but thanks for playing. Yeah, and back to me getting blamed. You know, here's an example of how much I got blamed for growing up. One time, I was in my room 2 rooms away when a bag of oranges fell out of the fridge, and I got yelled at for it. I was 2 states away when she figured out her sexual orientation. How could I get blamed for that? So my mom's been trying to get on board with it, you know, but she criticizes my sister's choice in mate. And she said to her recently, how come you can't find someone like Portia de Rossi? Did the gay community score a major victory with that outing or what? So I'm trying to wrap my straight little mind around it. And I realize that's kind of like asking me to be attracted to Brad Pitt's girlfriend. Wait a minute, Angelina can make a girl rethink things. But I digress. Anyway, I think that one of the things that's appealing for my sister is the common vocabulary that we have as women. You know, because if you ever notice the different ways that guys and girls communicate, oh my God, it can be frustrating sometimes. Maddening, confusing, if you will. But if you let me, I would like to break it down for you a little bit so you can understand what happens for us at least, and maybe I can take away some of the confusion. Want to play? Yes. So, hypothetically, let's say that a girl likes a guy, and they just saw each other. She tries to play it cool, not call for a couple days, doesn't want to look desperate and overeager. 3 days go by, and he still has not called. Oh my God! You have to understand something about girl world. In girl world, you got to multiply that number by 2. That means those 3 days are really like 6 for her, and 6 is almost 7, which is a week, so now for her it's already been a week. The reason is that in those 3 days that have passed, oh, she hasn't been sleeping. She has not eaten. No, she has played out that scenario with many different endings and bounced the situation off a bunch of friends who've all given her advice. Not necessarily good advice. Meanwhile, in guy world, you got to divide the number by 2. That means it's only been a day and a half for him. He hasn't even hit the 2-day mark in his head. Right? Doesn't want to look like a loser and call too soon. Plus, if he says he's busy, apparently he's busy. That's it. There's nothing complicated going on past that. Well, now she's jumping out of her skin, and if she knows where he lives, maybe she's driven over just to see if he's okay. Because there must be something serious that's keeping him from calling, right? I'm not a stalker. I mean, she's not a stalker. She's a caring, concerned friend. Maybe she's already emailed, texted, instant message. Well, now he's feeling badgered, right? And he's holding on to it. It hasn't even been 2 days yet. What is her problem? And she's thinking it's been a week already. Why hasn't he called? I gotta order the flowers for the wedding soon. I gotta get the personalized stationery with Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so because I've written it out enough times it's happening, right? Now she's calling her mom, crying, saying she can't face this anymore. She's moving back home. Oh my God, her mom doesn't want that. She just got her out of the house and asked for the boy's number. Well, I can tell you for a fact that the last thing the guy needs is the mom getting in the mix, which the girl realizes even in her delusional state, so she says, never mind, she'll be okay. And just as she hangs up, he calls. What is the moral of the story, guys? Call! Shocking! But what does a low-maintenance woman look like, I ask you? Dead, perhaps? Because I have yet to meet one. Right? I'm feeling feisty. So how about we get down and dirty and talk sex?
Yeah.
You like that? Oh, I knew you would. So I have a question for you. How long do you have to be nice to a bad lay before you can kick them out? Anybody know the answer? In my life, the answer was 2 hours. Wow. 2 very long, very boring hours. He was a revenge lay. My mistake. As I think the only one he got revenge on was me. Not the person I was hoping would feel the pain. He sucked! And not in a good way. And he was over-enthusiastic and brought a 12-pack of condoms with him. The father of my child, who I lived with for 9 years, didn't always purchase a 12-pack. Wait a minute, maybe that's why we broke him up. What was this guy thinking? Oh, don't worry, they got put to good use. Just not with him. And it was all over in 15 minutes. Ooh. 15 minutes and he broke a sweat. Ooh. How do you break a sweat in 15 minutes? Oh, I may be good, but I'm not that good. So then he wanted a towel. Well, I am that good, but anyway. He wanted a towel to dry off afterward, to which I said, just throw it in the hallway when you're done, because I'll be burning it right now. On to other skanks I've been with. So, years ago, when swing dance had its resurgence, I dated this guy briefly and we used to go swing dancing together. And one time we were in a very swanky club. We'd been dancing. I got a little parched mention, said dehydration. And you know what he said? Oh, yeah, when I'm thirsty, I just go in the bathroom and drink out of the sink. Oh. Wrong answer. If you can't splurge on a $5 bottle of water, you will not be splurging on this later. But thanks for playing. So back in my sexual crime 30s, good times. I had a string of younger lovers for a while, because I found out that younger men have an older woman fantasy, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, and I was happy to oblige. You're welcome. So this one cutie, we'll just call him Tiny Tim. It'll all make sense soon. So Tiny Tim was in the Garden of Eden, and I couldn't quite feel him. If you know what I mean. Okay, so the thing is, I've already mentioned I own a child. Well, it's really more a lease with option to buy. Oh, lease is up in about 4 more years. Anyway, I birthed her out the way she came in. So as a mom who has birthed, sometimes you get a little insecure. Maybe everything didn't return to its former glory. But I can tell you, you do, you get. Anyway. But I can tell you that after pleasuring him orally, I realized I could have done that all day without getting one jaw cramp. And I didn't birth her out of my mouth. So I'm thinking it might have been him, not me. Speaking of my beautiful daughter, yeah, I got pregnant the old-fashioned way. I had sex. I feel very backwoods considering all the high-tech options they have now. Like, what was wrong with me that all I had to do was lay back and enjoy the ride?